In the next 10 minutes, I'll teach you how to play the Bluey theme song on the piano, as Bluey would say, for real life. Alright, so who's ready to play the Bluey theme tune on the piano? Well, I found a version that's really close to the original, and I'll teach you just the tune of that here. Now, you can find the link to the version I'm using in the description. If you want to use the sheet music, you can follow along. Now, once you're feeling really good with the tune that we look at today, check out my other video where we dive into playing the whole song. Now, there's a lot of talk about this tune having a tricky rhythm because of all those wild time signatures, 4/4, 7/8, 5/4. But we're not going to stress about the rhythm here. We're just going to keep it really simple using just words to make it easy peasy. So today, I'll walk you through 3 steps to nail this tune. Number 1, rhythm and patterns. Number 2, the key. And then, of course, number 3, we're going to play it on the piano. So, step 1. How many different rhythms do you think you'll need to learn to play this tune? 4, 5, 6? It's quirky, so there must be a lot, right? Wrong. There are just 2 rhythms to learn. And we're going to use some Bluey sentences to make these rhythms really easy to remember. So let me teach them to you now. The first one goes like this. Bluey and Bingo playing funny games. How easy was that? Then you do it again, but you just end it sooner. Bluey and Bingo playing. All right, should we go through that again with both parts? 1, 2, here we go. Bluey and Bingo playing funny games. Bluey and Bingo playing. And you stop. That's the first one. Here is the second one. Mum and Dad and Bingo. How easy was that? And guess what? You do it again, but you end it sooner. Mum and Dad. Okay, so putting those 2 things together, we go Mum and Dad and Bingo. Mum and Dad. Now you can pause the video here to practice those rhythms until they're as smooth as butter. Butter. Anyway, you've got the rhythms. Now I think you're halfway there. So what next? Well, we're going to talk about the key. Now, some people teach this song in C major, so you can avoid using black keys. That's fine, but if you're like me, you want it to sound like the real thing. And so to do that, we need to play in E major, or as I like to say, Blue E major. Now, don't worry if you don't know what E major is. Today, we're just going to learn the scale with the right hand just to get used to those notes. Maybe another day we'll look at that together. Right, should we play the scale? Let's do it. Okay, so here we go. Now, really take your time on this part. Let's zoom in a little bit further. And I want you to imagine that all of these notes are glowing in front of you, like this. So when you look at your piano, these notes, and of course you can keep going further and even lower down, that they're all glowing in front of you. These are the notes from the key of E major, and these are the notes that we're going to use in our song. Now, step 3, play it on the piano. Now, this song is quite quick, but that doesn't mean it's difficult. As long as you learn it correctly when you're playing it slowly, you'll be absolutely fine. So, let's get started playing it on the piano. Okay, so I'm about to play it on the piano, and you'll notice my piano sounds actually not like a piano. It sounds a bit more like the Bluey theme. There's a reason for that. Check out my other video. I'll link that on the screen. This will tell you how you can set up an electric piano to sound just like mine, and actually a lot more like the real thing. But you can go ahead and just select the harmonica voice if you have that on your piano, or you know what? You can just do it piano. that's fine too. But I'm going to use the harmonica voice for this right-hand tune. So we start up here on G sharp, and I want you to start with your middle finger. Remember the rhythm of Bluey and Bingo playing funny games. That's the first phrase that we learn. Now the last part of that, funny games, I would practice that a little bit more if I were you. That's what I would like to work on. Do it nice and slow. Funny games. Top tip, if you play with staccato, and that's really like the keys are hot under your fingers, it can help you with things like this. And as you speed up, the staccato will become less obvious and you'll just find it easier to play quickly and clearly. So, like that. Now, you might have noticed I snuck in an extra little note that last time. At the beginning, there's something called a grace note. If you listen carefully to the opening theme, you'll hear it. This note here. And you don't want it to be too obvious. Don't go like that, but it's just a little gentle, just a quick one. And as we said earlier on, that phrase happens again, but it just cuts off a little earlier. Now the fingering I'm using here is a lot like the scale that we did earlier on. It's almost exactly the same actually. 3 over. Now in the scale we did 4, but here we're going to do 3. Now how about that second part? Mum and Dad and Bingo, Mum and Dad. Have you got that in your mind? Well, that's down here. Would you like me to zoom in for you? Let's do that. Now, because we're using these black keys, you might like to have your hand further forward. Don't go really far forward, but it's easier than playing on the edge of the white keys. So just a little bit further like this. And that is the second part. Mum and Dad and Bingo, Mum and Dad. Now, in the Bluey intro, they're doing musical statues. So there's a pause in between the first bit, Bluey and Bingo playing, and Mum and Dad and Bingo. Now, I've made a whole video about this, so please go ahead and check it out. But for now, all you need to do is count 1, 2, 3. I'll show you. One, 2, 3. And that is all you need to do. Now let's put both parts together and we're going to go a little bit more quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3. And there it is, the Bluey theme. I was so excited when I first learned it, and I hope you are too. Now, the more you add to this tune, the more fun it gets. So when you're ready, go check out my other tutorial, the full tutorial to learn the whole song with both hands. Thanks so much for watching. Did my explanation make sense? Could I have made it any easier to understand? Please let me know in the comments and give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. It really, really helps. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.